Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute since I've posted anything, and I really had the intention to be consistent and obedient, and clearly I did not do that, but I'm happy to be posting something today. I don't even know what this video is going to be about, but I decided to come to the park to relax and just kind of sit and be present in life and be still and enjoy being outside. The sun isn't out today, but it's still a gorgeous day. I'm grateful that it's not raining out here. Yeah, I don't know what this video is gonna be about, so if you decide to stay and watch it, great. If you don't, that's on you. I'm trying to think, maybe I can give like an update of what's going on. So I believe the last video, besides the Bible reading videos, I had talked about how I was quitting my job, and my last day was December 31st. So it's already May 2nd, which is crazy. It's already been 5 months, and it feels like it honestly feels like it's been a lot longer than that. I'm an amateur when it comes to this YouTube stuff, so I'm gonna look at this video and realize I should have mic'd up, but this is raw and uncut. But yeah, so my last day was December 31st, and technically it was a few days before that because they ended up giving us a few days off for the holidays. So it was like towards the end of December, and since transitioning out of that job, I have been at so much peace, like so much peace. I'm so grateful that I took the leap of faith, and I decided to quit without having anything else lined up. I knew it was robbing me of my peace, and it's interesting to be going through that in real time. And then now that is behind me, I can completely tell the difference. It's like a night and day difference. And I feel I have so much more joy about life. And I also just have my time back to myself. So with that said too, God is so good. I took the leap of faith to quit my job. I was, intentional about saving my money. I was hoping that I was going to get unemployment and all of that by trying to not even finesse like how to get it. But honestly, my role had just kind of changed throughout, and so in California, depending on the circumstances, you're able to file for unemployment, and I had went through that process, and they were giving me a hard time, but I was intentional. I had enough money stacked where I was going to be good for quite some time. But God is so good. So my old boss, I remember it was like the first week of January, and let me go back actually. So I used to be an executive assistant at this consulting firm back in 2019. I left in 2021 to go pursue a different, I wouldn't even call it a career, just a different job. I wanted to do something different. And so I left that job to go do more client-based work and project management work. And me and my old boss, we had stayed in touch. Back then, I was supporting multiple people as an executive assistant. I was supporting the old CEO partially, and then like two, I guess, what were their roles? Director level, senior director? I forget. Senior directors, I guess. I forget their role. Anyhow, one of the guys there, we'll call him Jay. I'm not going to say his name, but we'll call him Jay. I had supported him at the time, and he was just, a director. And we had stayed in touch occasionally. But last October, he came to visit the Bay, and me and him linked up. I think it was September, October. And I had, we linked up, and I hadn't seen him in person in a while. And it was cool. It was nice to catch up, and I had shared with him like my plans to quit my job. I talked to him about, wanting to like really tap into my real estate ventures and like pursue that. I also had shared like, I was looking for, if I were to find a job, it would be great, but I was looking for a job that would be, hi.
I don't think so.
It's okay. You're good. What was I saying? but I had talked to him. I was just honest with him about where I was at in life or whatever. And I had joked, I'm like, if y'all looking for another EA, hit me up, let me know. But he also has shared that they were going to be making some changes at the firm, and that they weren't planning on like letting anyone go, but as EAs would leave, then they would just kind of outsource them maybe to our team off in India or whatever. And so, there was nothing there, but I'm like, if you know someone that's looking for some admin work, remote virtual assistance work, hit me up. So then fast forward to the first week of January. Here I am, newly, don't have a job, having issues with trying to get unemployment. And I'm thinking, all right, well, fine. I'm about to just be free, have all this time to myself. I had the intention of going back to school, so I had enrolled in school full time, and I was going to go in person twice a week. And he hit me up like, hey, you still looking for a gig? And I'm like, depending on the gig, right? And he just, this is through text, and he was just like, it would be to support me temporarily for 6 months or whatever. I'm like, absolutely, like, yeah, I'm down. And so I started that at the end of January. And it's been wonderful, even though it's technically temporary, but I'm still operating as a full-time employee. I get full-time benefits, which is great. I took a major pay cut from my last job, but granted, I took the risk of having zero income. So really it's a blessing, because now I don't have to touch my savings, and I can actually be more intentional about how I want to spend that money to invest in myself and invest in my entrepreneurial goals and dreams. And God is so good, the work isn't stressful. I'm working, I forgot to say too, so the guy, he is now the CEO. So before Jay was like a senior level, that is such a tongue twister, senior level director, or is it maybe just senior director? I think that's why I'm twisting up on my words, but now he's the CEO. And so now I've come in, and now I'm supporting just him. I'm not supporting multiple people, but it's been a wonderful just time, because I know how to do the work. I enjoy working for him. I enjoy the people that I work with. There's still a lot of people that I knew that worked there when I was there back in 2019 to 2021. And it's remote, and it's allowed me to do what I needed to do. It has allowed me to continue to go to school, even though I'm gonna talk about that too in a bit. Like I said, I get benefits again. I was concerned about getting benefits. And then, I don't have to spend my money. I don't know where this video is going. I might end up not even posting this, but I'm going to just keep going for the sake of it. But in all of that, to be honest, this is not the first time. This is the first time where I quit a job without having something lined up. But this is not the first time that God has come through for me when it comes to a job. I remember when I wanted to leave the current company that I'm at now back in 2021, it wasn't that anything was wrong. It was that I needed to do something that would, help me develop greater skill sets. I wanted to get beyond the administrative space and wanted to be more client facing. And so I got the opportunity to do that. But now in this season that I'm in right now, what I value is, remote work, because being able to work remotely allows me to do other things that I want to do. My last job, when I was going in person every single day, I couldn't get up and go to the gym when I wanted, or go take my walks when I wanted. I couldn't really create a routine from my day that really fit what I needed to do or what I wanted to do, because I had to be to work at a certain time, and I had to leave at a certain time. And now with remote work, I have more flexibility to try to create my own schedule. Why did I come to this park? It's nothing but dogs, and I'm not a dog person. I'll be thinking that I want to be, and I always be like, when I get a husband, we gonna get a dog. And maybe that'll be true, but I'm not a dog person at this time. And it's just, whatever. So God is so good. I just want to say that God is so good. I am so grateful to him. Okay. And then for school, because I wasn't going to have anything to do, I decided let me go ahead and continue school. Let me finish. And Why am I here? I came to the wrong park, and then they're just coming to me. Please don't pee over here. Please don't. Get your dogs, lady. Get your dogs. I don't want them touching me. I don't want them on my jacket. I think I'm gonna move. I really don't care for dogs, y'all. And they're just, I don't know, nasty. They pee everywhere. They poop everywhere. If I had a dog, my dog would wear shoes because the ground is disgusting. Some of them be cute though, but it's just like, like that one's so cute. Hi. And the people rude. Anyhow, now I'm speaking for 11 minutes. What was I saying? School. Okay, so yeah, I had decided that I was going to enroll in school full time because I was like, I want to be in school. I enjoy learning. I feel most confident when I'm in class and yada, 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 which is still true. And it has been, the semester started at the end of January, and it's supposed to end mid-May. And a couple, like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, I've decided that school is not for me. Like, it just isn't. And what I've come to realize is that I love learning. I'm a life learner. And, you know, I was watching this interview with, I forgot the guy's name, but it's the Hard Knocks podcast. They had the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad on there, and was listening to the interview, and they were talking about, like, they were like, one of the questions, like, why do you tell people don't go to college? And ultimately, he wasn't saying for people to not do that. If you want to go to college, do that. I'm a big supporter of people who go to college, and I also still think that I will finish. It's just like right now this it's not for me, right? But anyhow, what he said stood out to me. He basically had said, like, you know, choose your teachers. Like, you get to choose your teachers, and that really hit me because it's so true. It's so simple, but it's so true. And oftentimes we forget that, especially as an adult, you have the autonomy and the authority to choose your teachers, to choose who you want to learn from. And where I am going in life and what I desire, it's like college is just not doing that for me, and especially in this season. And knowing that my ultimate desire is to become an entrepreneur and get into real estate and into a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna give all the details right now. I'll save that for another video. But it's just like college is not gonna help me get there. It's not gonna help me advance there, right? And for a long time, I graduated high school in 2014. Immediately I went to community college and then was like on and off just to get my associate's degree. It took me forever to get that. And then I took some time off after getting the associate's degree. And then when I was back in Georgia, I decided, okay, I want to go back to school. And I enjoyed it again because I enjoyed those environments, and and also I was working remotely too, so it just gave me a bit of a social life. But I realized that the reason why I keep pursuing school is not growth. The reason why I keep pursuing school is because I'm really hard on myself about starting something and not finishing. And instead of being very mindful to, like, consider what I want to do, and most importantly, consider what is God's will for my life as it pertains to something that seems so good, such as going to school, I've just been like, nope, I gotta stick to the course, you know? And sometimes in some seasons that might be true in life, but in other seasons you don't have to do that, you know? I feel like I've wasted a lot of time, I wasted a lot of energy, and I'm also spending money. Like, school is not free. And I would rather invest that money, that time, that energy into something that I am passionate about and something that I love. And even into that discovery phase of figuring out what is it that I actually love to do. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure what I love to do. It's just, I'm clear about what I don't like to do. Yeah. So that's where I'm at, you know? I've quit, basically. I don't even like to say that word, but I've withdrew from my classes. And I feel great about it. I feel like, and so I really do believe that this is actually God's will. Like, I think that when I was it was like when I was praying to him about quitting my job, I felt very clear that that was something that he was pushing me to do. And with school, I don't even think I really asked him what his thoughts were or what he wanted me to do, but I just basically told him what I was gonna do, because for me, it's hard for me to sit on my behind and do nothing, and I struggle with feeling like I have to do more in order to be productive. But I'm learning that honestly less is more, and there's a time for true Sabbath, and there's a time for rest, and there's a time to just be present with God, you know. And so right now in my life, all I have to do is work, right? But I have been walking every day. I've been you know, reading my Bible every day for the last 32 days, which is phenomenal, okay? And not just like reading a little scripture here and there. No, I'm reading at least 5 pages. I say 5 to 7, and it sometimes goes more than that, pages a day. And that's because I'm doing 75 hard. Don't tell nobody though. I don't want to talk about it, because the moment you talk about it, it's like the enemy like, oh, you are? And then he throws everything your way to try to throw you off your game and stop you. But with the 75 hard, like, why are they here? Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm at a dog park and I don't even realize it. This must be a dog park. And I came over here because initially there was only one other person sitting on the grass, and I wanted to go somewhere where it was silent. And it's just nothing but noise. And it's throwing me off. It's distracting me. Yeah, I don't know. This video is all over the place, but I just wanted to give a life update. And I also just, you know, wanted to record something so I can post it on my YouTube. Here comes another dog. Like, leave me be. He was so cute though, but leave me alone. I'm so distracted, guys. So distracted. So distracted. Oh, 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 oh. I just don't want one to pee by me, and I don't want a dog to poop by me, and I don't want them to lick me. Leave me be. Like, there's a whole bunch of grass elsewhere. Maybe I should move. But I'm comfortable. Anyhow, that's what's been going on. I really want to get consistent. It's just, this is so strange. It's like, when I'm talking with my friends, like, I enjoy like just sharing my insight and wisdom and my curiosity about so many things. Like, I would consider myself someone who is a very deep thinker, very intellectual. I'm always thinking about things that are way beneath the surface. I understand that we operate in the spirit realm more than anything. And so I'm always just like talking about that, curious about that. I have conversations that flow with my friends, and I want to kind of bring some of that here to my channel. But it's like, how do I do that? You know, like, okay, how do I randomly just start talking about a topic? I know people do it, but it's still something that I am trying to figure out for myself. But if you watch this video and you get to the end, then that means you'll get to this point where I'm about to ask you. Go ahead and drop in the comments anything that you want me to discuss, more that you want to see. One of my friends, she's always like, you know, do get ready with me's and come with me to the grocery store and do my meal prepping and all of that. And I'm gonna get into that at some point too. But yeah, share what you would like to hear me talk about, if there's anything at all. And if not, you know, I appreciate you for just watching this video. But I hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah.